What's good, everyone? It's your boy Blackbeard What Ifs here with another video, and this one is what if Naruto was. Well, it's hard to explain this. He's basically this guy from. I don't know if anyone remembers this movie, Gods of Egypt. Yeah, he's Set. Yeah, it's literally spelled Set. He is Set from Gods of Egypt, and for you all to understand about who Set is, I'd have to get more into his backstory and whatnot, and I can't fully get into that, but I can try and summarize. So Set is the Lord of the desert, Lord of disorder and chaos, and the god of the sky, along with Horus. Now, Set is the brother of Osiris, who I'm not going to get into at the moment because that's a headache. But Set is the brother of Osiris. Osiris made Horus. So Set is the uncle of Horus. And Set has a multitude of different abilities that Naruto now has. One of those abilities is, well, the whole transforming into this, big beast. The second, well, you have a weapon. The third one is modification. Yeah, he has that. He has modification. Hold on, give me a second, guys. Okay, I'm back. So basically, one of the abilities Naruto has is, well, the wings. He has these wings, the whole transformation process. Like, there isn't much I could say about it because, like, there isn't much to it. The second thing that Naruto has in his arsenal, if you would, is the Spear of Ra, the sun god. Basically, this spear has kind of a gimmick to it, if you would. It's called the blade ignites with very hot flames that will turn you to ash almost instantly. But I'm not giving Naruto that yet because, well, think about how quick the show would end if Naruto, had a whole weapon that was like, well, incinerated people. So, yeah. And the third thing Naruto has is basically, no, the third ability Naruto has is what I would call his lava. Well, not lava, more a magma type of form. And this is just my own little thing that I'm adding in. And he basically gets this form whenever he's using the Spear of Ra, or when or when Kruma's chakra is flowing through him, like Kruma's influence and all that. So yeah, that's basically it for that part. That's basically it for that. If you all want me to make a more in-depth video on why Naruto has these abilities, well, let me know. And if you like this video, also let me know, because I personally love Gods of Egypt. And everyone says it was a bad movie. I personally loved it because I just loved how some of the characters looked and everything. How they looked, how they act, just everything I found to be awesome. But with that out of the way, let's get into the video. So, where we start off is with Naruto at, I'll say Naruto at 6. Yeah. When we start off, Naruto is at 6. He's 6 years old, and he's currently running away. He's just running for his life. He's running, trying to get away from the village who's chasing him down. And as they're chasing him, Naruto is sprinting. He's like, please don't let them catch me. As, all behind him, he could just hear, kill the demon, kill him, we got him. Come on, we're almost there, we can get him. and he's just hearing nothing but that behind him. So he's running and running until eventually he trips and the crowd catches up to him. And sadly, yeah, Naruto gets beaten brutally. Like, I'm talking many cuts on his body, 2 broken ribs, and a broken arm beaten. And then they just kind of left him there to die. I mean, not gonna die with those injuries, but might as well hope for it. And Naruto is, no, he's lying there, and he's in this, and he's in a pool of his own blood, and he's just sitting there looking up at the sky, and he's just like, why? I've I haven't done anything, God. Why? What did I do to deserve this? What did I do to deserve any of this? I didn't do anything to anyone. So why did they have to do this to me? I did nothing. Just exist. So please, God, if there's anything you can do, just give me some type of blessing or something so that I can become the Hokage and so that they can admire me. And Naruto would then pass out afterward. Now, when Naruto would wake up, he'd wake up and he would realize there's something on the ground next to him. And he would look at it and he would see that what's on scepter type of weapon. It's a little hard to say what it is, but basically he beats the crap out of anyone with it. It's a beating stick, if you would. Staff, whatever the heck you can call it, staff, club, but it's a weapon nonetheless, and it's on the ground, and Naruto picks it up and he feels this connection with it. He feels a connection like it's been with him his whole life, but he just never had it until he never touched it until now. So Naruto, he's like, okay, and he goes to put it on his back, and he can hear kind of like a mechanism almost, like, mechanical stuff as he's putting it behind him. As he would look at it, and he would realize the weapon kind of shrunk and compacted. So he put it on his back, and he's walking back from the forest and everything, and he walks into the village, and as he's walking through the village, people are throwing stuff at him and throwing rocks and everything. And as they're throwing rocks, they're hitting Naruto in the face, hitting him in the chest and everything, which I might add, his chest and arms still haven't healed yet. So Naruto's just getting berated with attack after attack. And it's just overall it's not a fun time for Naruto. It's very unpleasant, actually. So Naruto, he would make his way to his house, where he would go into his house, sit down, put the weapon in front of him, and just examine it. As the weapon looks ancient, almost Egyptian, if you would. As he's like, whose weapon is this? This isn't mine. But it feels like mine. Like, it feels like it belongs to me, but it's not mine. And Naruto would just set the weapon down and think about it for a minute, and he's like, why am I doing this? What's the point of me becoming the Hokage if I'm becoming a Hokage for a village that hates me? Just because I become Hokage, that doesn't mean they're gonna acknowledge me now. They're gonna hate me all the same. So what's the point in me being nice? What's the point in me being a good guy and everything if in the end they're still all going to hate me? So I need to protect myself. I need to stop letting people hurt me because I think, oh, they're going to save me. No, I need to protect myself by any means necessary. If they hurt me, I'll hurt them. Keep in mind, this is a 6-year-old talking. So Naruto, he would begin to, Naruto, he would get up, grab his weapon, and go outside. And when he's outside and everything. He's training and whatnot with the weapon. He's hitting like these dummies with it, and trying to how can one put it? Make his own fighting style in a sense. But from what how Naruto's fighting, his fighting style looks to be very brutal. Cause he's not going for jabs or anything. No, he's going for straight hits on arms, legs, chest, and sometimes even a head. Like he'll aim for the head and swing and hit hard. And Naruto's going for this more just aggressive fighting style. As eventually Naruto would kinda, how could one put it? Naruto would, I'm trying to think like, Naruto would end up like by the end of his little training session, he would end up becoming a lot stronger because Naruto would have a much more bigger thought process than everyone else, and almost divine god or divine thought process, because he thinks almost as if he was above them, almost like he was a god. And Naruto would, when Naruto's swinging his weapon and everything, he would think about parts of the human body that no one else really thought of. Because Naruto spent his time reading. Because he couldn't really go outside because he was scared for his life. So he spent his time indoors reading about the human body and everything. And he learned about, fighting styles and whatnot. And now Naruto's putting those fighting styles to use. He's training them, honing them, making his own. And by the end of Naruto's training session, he would hold out his weapon. He would jab his weapon into the ground aggressively as he would look at it, and he would say, "Now I know what to call this fighting style. The Wrath fighting style. A fighting style that couldn't be copied. Because it takes parts of every fighting style. All of them. There's nothing else like it. It will be perfection." As Naruto would look at his weapon, he would have kind of this flaming glow in his eyes. As he would just, he would close his eyes and whatnot, let everything simmer, let him calm himself down. As he would put the weapon back, and then he would go. Naruto would go home and everything, just eat some ramen, enjoy and indulge himself in some good ramen, and by the end of it, or by the end of I'll say the end of the year, Naruto has gotten quite powerful, and actually he unlocked his transformation. So now, when Naruto transforms, he's about, well, I don't know what the average height of a 6-year-old is. So I'm gonna need you all to tell me, because I'm not that smart. I don't know stuff like that. But Naruto is a regular 6-year-old. He's pretty average. Well, actually, no. Naruto's the shortest in his class. So I can't remember what everyone's height was, but Naruto's the shortest. But when Naruto transforms, he's about the height of a 15-year-old. So he's about 5'7", 5'7", 5'6". So he's pretty tall. Taller than a 6-year-old, that's for certain. So yeah, Naruto is towering over them. He's towering over basically his whole class if he transforms, but he hasn't transformed yet in his class, that is. So Naruto, he trains and everything with his fighting style. He wears more an outfit like this, really, because this outfit for him, it feels more flexible-ish than wearing like a hoodie or his infamous jumpsuit that I just don't like. I just hate his jumpsuit. It's just not. It's just ugly to me. I don't know why. It just is. But Naruto would train more, and eventually he would transform. He would transform and start training with his scepter or staff, whatever you all want to call it, club. And he would start training that weapon, and he would train it and start hitting, you know, start hitting, dummies with it and whatnot, and he'd be shattering these dummies. Keep in mind, every other training dummy he's had was wood or stone or something. Yeah, no, now it's metal, and he's ripping them in half with like 2 or 3 swings. Yeah, it's coming off. Like, it's getting ripped in half, and that's him just going all out with, this transformation. Imagine how it was if he had Karuma's chakra added onto it. He would be absolutely beating the piss out of everyone in front of him. No one is beating Naruto. At this moment, at least. So, Naruto, he would go about his life, pretty normal and everything. But one day, he would, go to his training field and everything when he would realize that he's being watched, in a sense. So, quickly, while he's swinging his weapon and everything, and he's hitting a dummy, he hits the dummy's head off and then immediately turns and throws his weapon at a nearby tree, which lands against the tree, literally going through, like, it basically pierced into the tree. Like, Naruto threw it like it was a javelin, and it pierced through the tree. As Naruto, he's walking up, and he's walking up in his big, I don't know what to call this, like God form, if you would. Yeah, I'll just call it that. Naruto's walking up in his God form, and he's saying, "If you want to live, I recommend you get out from behind that tree, unless you're already dead." As immediately a blonde-haired girl with her hair in kind of like, I don't know what the heck her hairstyle is. Ponytail? Yeah, ponytail. A blonde-haired girl with her hair in a ponytail would get out from behind the tree as she's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, calm down, calm down. I just came to ask a question. I just came to ask a question or a favor. Please, if you could." As Naruto would grab his weapon and rip it out from the tree, and he would point his weapon at her, and he's like, "What is it?" As she bows and she's like, "Can you please train me? Please, I beg of you." As Naruto's like, "What? Why are you asking me?" As the girl looks at him and she says, "Well, I noticed that, one, you're very strong, and two, I want to become stronger, and no one else will teach me, so that's why I came to you." As Naruto's like, okay then, fine, I'll train you. But keep in mind, you're not going to be able to reach my level of power. You're just going to be higher than everyone else, but you're still not going to reach my level. And she's like, "That's fine by me. I just want to be able to be strong." As Naruto's like, "Alright." As he jabs his weapon into the ground. He jabs his weapon into the ground, and he's like, "Alright, pick it up. Come at me." And she's like, "What?" And Naruto looks at her and he's like, "You're gonna have to get used to using other types of weapons. So, come at me. You can't just use jutsu all the time. Sometimes you have to be close and personal, and taijutsu won't cut it. So, pick it up and fight me." And she's like, "But you don't have a weapon." As Naruto would walk off for a minute and then come back holding like an axe type of weapon. Basically what you see him holding in this image. As he would slam it on the ground with it making like a hard ding. As he would say, "Now, come at me. And come at me strong. Come at me like you want to kill me." As the girl would pick up the weapon and she would look at Naruto and say, "First of all, before we do this, my name's Ino. Yamanaka. As Naruto would look at her, he would look her dead in the eye and he would just say, Naruto Uzumaki, now come at me. As she would muster up all the courage she can and she would just scream while running at him. And she's just like, ah! And she goes to swing at him as Naruto immediately blocks the attack and then hits her in the side with, like, the blunt part of the weapon, like, the bottom part of the huge axe, halberd, whatever you want to call it. He hits her in the side with the blunt part, sending her back a little as she's like, ooh, okay, I got this. As she keeps trying to swing at Naruto, and she's not, like, she's not doing well. Like, she tries to do an overhead slash. Naruto parries the attack and then jabs her in the arm, which basically kind of stabs her in the arm a little, so she's bleeding, but she's still fighting and everything. And Naruto is still not, still beating her, but she's doing better. She's adapting to Naruto's fighting style. Quickly, actually. Not too quick, because Naruto's too busy knocking her around for her to adapt to it, but she's still adapting nonetheless. So, by the end of the fight, Naruto has Ino on the ground as she's tired out. So Naruto points his halberd at her neck and he says, "Submit now or die." And she's like, "Okay, I submit." And she's like, "All right then. You seem to be strong, but what exactly are you fighting for?" As as she's like, "Well, there's this kid in my class that I like, and I want to become stronger for him." As the moment she says, "There's this kid in my class that I like," Naruto turns around and he starts walking off. And she's like, "Hey, where are you going?" As Naruto throws his weapon up in the air as it lands on the ground in front of Ino, causing her to jump back a little. As he says, "I'm not about to train someone who won't fight for themselves. Come back. Come back to me. Come get me when you're actually fighting for your own strength, not for someone that you don't even know likes you back or not. See you later, Ino." As Naruto literally just jumps off and he's just gone. Like, Naruto's just out of there. And for the most part, yeah, they don't talk for a while. They get to the academy and everything. And while they're in the academy, Naruto is in the back of his class because he has the intelligence, but he didn't feel like using it. He's too lazy. Well, not lazy. He feels it's too easy. Why should I even try? Type stuff. And that's what's getting him messed up because he thinks he's better than everyone, but he's not showing it. And, you know, basically, I'll skip to the end of the academy and everything. And I'll say it now, by the end of the academy, Naruto is about, like, 4th or 5th in his class, but he's not dead last. And Naruto likes to get picked on. Well, not picked on. Just kind of looked down upon by a certain person in his class by the name of Sasuke Uchiha. Now, Sasuke is kind of how could I put it? He's a douche. Well, no, not really. He likes the attention, but acts like he doesn't like it. And currently, one of the girls that used to give him attention, Ino, is giving Naruto attention, not him. So, of course, Sasuke is pretty salty about it and everything. So, come the end of the academy, they're all, I'll say, 12. Yeah, they're 12. They've been doing this for 6 years. Yeah, they're 12. And they're about to become, they're about to get their teams and all that. But first, they have to do little training things and whatnot. So they do the test, and Naruto gets pretty good. He gets about like a B minus, but still pretty good nonetheless. And what ends up happening is like, he gets that B minus. He's like, all right, cool, I can deal with that. And they move on to the physical exam. And with the physical exam, Naruto is going up against Sasuke Uchiha. Now, the rules for this are different for this exam. Now, before it was if you can just knock them down and keep them down, you win. Or if you can knock them out of the circle, you win. But now, I decided to change it up. If you knock them out of the circle, you win. Or, if they submit, you win. But in order for them to submit, they'd have to actually say, I submit. Now, if you all have seen the Gods of Egypt movie and you all know how aggressive Set is, I think you all should know where I'm going with this. So, Naruto, he's fighting with Sasuke, and by the looks of things, it looks at first like Naruto's losing until Naruto backs up. He pauses the match for a minute and he's like, "Hell on, Iruka, is it okay to have weapons?" As Iruka's like, "Yes, it's alright, just don't kill him and everything's cool." As Naruto's like, "Alright, that's all you had to say." As Naruto pulls out the staff again and he looks at Sasuke and he's like, "Alright, I hope you're ready to get your butt whooped." As Naruto will pull out another weapon and throw it to Sasuke and he's like, "Alright, come at me. If you're the quote-unquote best Uchiha, come at me then." As Sasuke would get pissed, he'd grab his weapon, which is the axe that Naruto's holding in this image, or Set is holding in this image. And Sasuke would come running towards Naruto, and he's like, "I'll kill you for saying that." As he goes to bring down the axe on Naruto, but Naruto blocks it with one hand, using his weapon. He blocks his attack with one hand and manages to push Sasuke back, which stuns Sasuke for a minute, and then he just swings and hits Sasuke straight in his side, which just cracks almost all of his ribs, and it sends him skidding across to the end of the circle. He's not out of the circle yet, but it sent him to the line. So if he gets knocked out now, it's over. So from that point on, Naruto is like, so much for an elite Uchiha. You don't seem like much. As Sasuke keep getting back up and he keeps trying to run at Naruto. And he ran at Naruto and he tried to throw a punch at Naruto because he Ben dropped the weapon. He tried to throw a punch at Naruto, but Naruto just weaved out of the way and swung his weapon upward, which broke Sasuke's arm. So Sasuke screams out in pain. He's like, "Ah! As Naruto would just kick Sasuke back before swinging his weapon again and hitting Sasuke square in the jaw, which breaks his jaw almost completely. It just, his jaw looks nasty with how broken it is. So he breaks Sasuke's jaw, and then he uppercuts Sasuke into the air. And when Naruto uppercuts Sasuke into the air, he kind of hooks his weapon onto Sasuke's foot and pulls Sasuke back down immediately and sends him pummeling into the ground. Now, once this happens, Naruto's like, you all kept saying I was a monster, I was a demon. Now it's time for you all to fight one. As Naruto transforms, he sticks his weapon into the ground. He gets on his knees, he gets on Sasuke, and he starts beating Sasuke into the ground even further. He is just absolutely beating on Sasuke. And Naruto gets up, he picks up Sasuke, throws him in the air. Naruto grabs his weapon, jumps in the air, and starts hitting Sasuke with an aerial combo. How do you even do that? He hit my boy with a whole aerial combo before slamming him back into the ground. And then Naruto would grab Sasuke by his hair and throw him out of the ring. as he just says, "Okay, I win." As Naruto transforms back and he puts his weapon onto his back. As Naruto would walk off, leaving everyone just shocked and speechless, because they're like, "What the heck is this kid?" And that's actually where I'm gonna leave this part off for now. I don't really have anything else to say, really. I hope you all really do like this what if, because I personally am going to like it. Like, I'm gonna like doing this, but I want to know you all's personal opinion, because if you all don't like it that much, I'll hold off on it. I'll do the ones you guys actually do like. So if you could, please, guys, in the comments, put like a list of what the videos you want in order. Like, what video do you want and what order do you want them in? It could be any video, right? You all could even add in videos that I haven't even done yet. Just like, literally, just give me suggestions and whatnot. So, with that out of the way, I hope you all like my video. This is Blackbeard What Ifs, signing off. See you guys later.